This is Woohoo Island's volcano. And this is that same volcano with a massive amount of reworks, new textures, and failed attempts. Lots of failed attempts. But by the end of this video, you'll see how I gave this mountain insane graphics and managed to go over the top with a full animation of our me and a bunch of secrets around the area, that some of which were suggested by you guys. The Woohoo volcano has been sitting around for years. It's shown up in Wii Fit, Pilot Wings, even Super Smash Bros. But never in its full glory like the original. And since I'm on this insane journey to rebuild the entire island, it's time we fix that. But this, of course, wasn't a walk in the park. This thing engulfed hours of my day and basically ruined my entire social life. But it was definitely worth it for the final result. Now, where do we start? So, we've got the volcano exterior, the volcano interior, and well, that's pretty much all there is to it. But I think we all can agree that I can take this a step further. Simply making the volcano and everything that's in it doesn't make a very good video. So I went a step further and created an unbelievable environment inside the volcano. Alright, enough talk. Let's start this remodel. Normally, to block out a pre-made model like this, I just wrap a mesh around the whole island, but since I have a short time window and I value my sanity, I only did this specific section. Now it looks like a bad patch job, and honestly, I feel like I committed a crime against Blender, but we're just gonna need to ignore these blatantly obvious themes between the old and the new areas. But this is all we need for now. I promise you guys I'll complete the rest of this, but as of now it's kinda hurting my eyes to look at. After that block out, I finally started sculpting some details on the mountain, which turned out okay, but it took quite some time to figure out. I've never put any thought into this, but does anyone really know how to sculpt a volcano? I was hoping someone online would have something I could work with, but the internet had nothing. Cartoony volcanoes, satellite scans, nothing matched Wii Sports. So I'm gonna have to do this myself. And let me just show you how it went the first time. Trash. Absolute garbage. Let's try that again. Okay, now it just looks like a chocolate cake. This time, I deeply examined the photos of volcanoes. Each volcano kind of has a squiggly pattern as water trickles down the mountain. So let's try that. I mean, it's a little better. Let's try this one more time, but I'm just gonna go over the top with details. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And finally, we're headed in the right direction. Maybe it just needs some actual lighting. So I'm gonna send our me that you've seen in previous videos to head over and check the place out. Okay, so this is what we're working with. We are definitely on the right track with the volcano details, but as of now, the volcano looks really bland. Almost as bland as my social life, but if we take a closer look, it has the same single rocky texture scattered along the entire surface. And it doesn't take a genius to realize that this doesn't quite look right. So what I did was I went online and downloaded some extreme rock textures on the internet and slapped them right onto our mountain. And because I set the textures up in a certain way, the computer will create the depth and bumps for me, basically doing all the work for me. Just like magic, except the magic trick took 2 hours to set up. So finally the mountain had texture and some bump, but obviously this texture color isn't even close to what we find in the original game, so I swapped this one out for a couple more Wii Sports-like ones. All I needed to do was paint the areas where I wanted the textures to switch from one to the other, which also solves the single texture problem I mentioned earlier. And there is our new and improved volcano. I gotta say, it's looking really good right now, so let's see what our me is doing down there. That was unexpected. We're lucky our meat landed on ground and not the lava, but I hope he's doing alright. If we take a look at where we are, we've made it inside the volcano. This inner area of the original could only be accessed by flying through or fighting in. But if we take a look at what's really going on around here, there isn't much at all. We can see the platform we walk around on, as well as several stone figures in the center. But because of the lack of stuff here, I took the creative freedom to turn this thing into a massive arena where challengers can come to duel in style this time. To create this inner volcano, I took the base layout we were given and enhanced the details on it by smoothing out some sharp edges and giving more variety to shapes. And with that, I textured up some areas like the path and the rocks. But still, with this amount of detail, the area looks like it's missing a lot. I brought in some rock formations to fill in some empty space, which worked well. To sell the feeling of a mystical place I was going for, I brought in some glowing crystals and scattered them around a little bit, taking this place to the next level. But for the biggest transformation of this scene, one that completely changes everything, I brought in a set of massive columns which, when placed around the perimeter of the inner volcano, makes it look like it's holding up the structure of this place. These columns are what truly give this place its battleground feel, definitely worth it in my opinion. All I did from there was redo the lava, giving it a different type of magma look, but I saved the best part for last, something that enhances the lore significantly. But first, I'm not just gonna sit here and keep you waiting. I know some of you are really looking forward to seeing me add your suggestions into these environments. I could have proceeded on like normal, but you guys had other plans, because apparently, when you hand the internet a project like this, they don't ask for realism, they just ask for chaos. No. So I picked 3 of some of my favorite ideas, and let's just say things got weird. So for the first idea, someone demanded I put a billboard on the island, and not just any billboard, one advertising the Nintendo Switch 2 OLED. Nintendo hasn't even announced a thing like this yet, but hey, let's make it. So I opened a free image editor, mocked it up, and judging by how Nintendo has been pricing these things, if I were to make a prediction, this will probably cost my entire life savings. But it's forever chilling outside the volcano now, can't take it back. The next suggestion was straight up a tragedy, but in the best way. I was asked to carve Matt's face into a giant rock. Matt, the Wii Sports final boss, the man, the myth, the destroyer of your younger self's ego. So I did it. I gave this man his moment and permanently etched his face into the side of a rock. Now, whenever tourists take a walk up the side of the mountain, they can remember the significance this man holds forever. And finally, the masterpiece. Inside our volcano, I want a statement piece almost to create its own secret lore. So for the final suggestion, I thought it was super fitting that someone asked for a golden me statue, which honestly feels like the kind of thing an ancient civilization would build inside of a volcano. So I sculpted our me in a heroic pose, gave him a real face, and turned him into solid gold. I then built a staircase of stone pillars so he could tower over the arena. But this statue meant the mark of completion of our inner volcano world. But before I show you, I want to quickly thank everyone for helping me reach 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. It is no small feat. I create these incredible videos because you guys keep coming back to watch them. So thank you everyone who took the time out of their day to subscribe. And as always, I want to give all the glory to Jesus Christ, because without the gifts and abilities he has given me, none of this would be possible. Thank you guys for watching. This is part 2 of my Wii Sports Remaster series. Make sure to check the first video out where I made Woohoo Town with incredible graphics. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, goodbye.